Pricing is one of the top issues in running any type of business. Price too low and you could go out of business because you don't have enough money to cover your expenses. If you set your price too high, then you could go out of business because you don't have enough sales. Pricing for sure is a tricky little beast. However, just like with most things in business, pricing is all about having the right formula. Cover your cost, then add a profit. Cover your cost, then add a profit. That's literally it when it comes to pricing. But the issue most people have is understanding their cost. So in this video, we're going to chat about what to include when it comes to setting a price for your products. If pricing is something that you struggle with in your cake and sweets business, then keep watching for tips and resources that will help you with feeling more confident when it comes to pricing your menu items. Hey sweet friend, I'm Sid Mitchell, the head instructor behind the Sugar Coin Academy, a business academy for folks in the food and beverage industry. I'm a financial analyst by trade, but I love helping aspiring and current business owners learn how to grow profitable businesses. And in this video, you're going to discover tips and resources that will help you with setting a price for the menu items in your business. So over the years, I've worked with food business owners from all stages in their business journeys. I've discovered that there are two main issues when it comes to pricing in this industry. First, the math. Either folks don't know how to calculate their costs or they don't take the time to calculate their costs. This is a problem because the cost is the foundation of your price. Thinking back to a few minutes ago, I said, cover your cost, then add a profit. That's right. Cover your cost, then add a profit. That means the cost is the foundation. And if you don't know your cost, then you won't know how much more you'll need to charge in order to set a price and earn a profit. So the second issue when it comes to pricing is fear, and more specifically, a fear of hearing no or that's too high from a potential customer. And honestly, I can guarantee you that the quickest way to get over that fear is to build a better understanding of your cost. For example, if you sell t-shirts and you know that the shirt cost you a total of $5 to produce and someone offers to pay you $3 for the shirt, you would feel confident in telling them no, right? Well, that's because you know that by selling the shirt for $3, you will be losing $2. And the whole point of selling the shirt is that you can make money, not lose money. So in the same way, I truly believe that once you fully understand that it costs you $25 to make a cake, you will never be okay with selling it for less than $25 ever again. So since cost is the foundation of your price, what exactly goes into that number? Well, we have a more detailed and longer training on the Sugar Coin Academy website, but for the sake of time, I'm going to give you a super high level overview in this video, and I'd encourage you to check out the full training on the website because you didn't necessarily sign up to watch a full-length pricing training when you clicked on this video, right? So make sure you check out the link below, register for the free pricing training on the site, and watch it when you have a bit more time on your hands. So for now, I'm going to give you 5 key categories to consider when it comes to understanding your cost and setting a price for your items in your business. Number 1, labor. Charge for your time. It feels kind of backwards for me to be talking about labor before I talk about the ingredients, the supplies, and everything else, but I really want to emphasize just how important it is to charge for your time. If you think about it, time is the absolute most valuable resource because once time is spent, you can't get it back. Well, at least until Doc Brown's DeLorean is available to the masses.
Marty! You've got to come back with me! Where? Back to the future!
But until then, once time is gone, it's gone. Let's be real. You wouldn't work for free on your 9 to 5, so why would you work for free in your own business? I've seen folks time and time again do quick math in this industry and say, well, the box of cake mix cost me $2 and the icing and packaging cost $5 because I had a coupon from Michael's, so it only cost me $7 to make 2 dozen cupcakes from one box. So if I sell them for $12 a dozen, also known as $1 per cupcake, then I'm making bank. Then especially if you find yourself doing a flash sale and making a few $100s at one time selling cupcakes for $1, then you can really feel good about yourself. However, if you don't include your labor in this quick math, then you've already messed up. So let's go back. $2 for cake mix, $5 for icing and packaging. Then it takes you 2 hours to prep, bake, package, and clean. And if you charge $15 an hour, then your cost would actually be $37 for 2 dozen cupcakes, which is the same as $18.50 a dozen or $1.54 per cupcake. If you're selling those same cupcakes for $1, then that means you are losing 54 cents for every cupcake that you sell, except it doesn't feel that way when the PayPal is ringing off the hook that weekend because of your flash sale. This is actually a really great illustration of how tricky and deceptive this business can be. If you don't pay attention to the numbers and do the math, you can easily be fooled into thinking that because you're getting orders, you're making money. Then finally, at the end of a long weekend of filling orders, you find yourself exhausted and wondering why you feel overworked and underpaid. Dear, that's because you are. Especially when you don't charge appropriately for your labor. So to fix this, I want you to start keeping track of your time. Just like you would on an hourly job. Create a timesheet if you have to. Monitor how long it takes you to do certain tasks from start to finish. Then establish a monetary rate for each task. If you're new to the craft, charge minimum wage or maybe a few dollars over. If you've been doing cakes for a while and you're pretty quick, charge a little bit more. Just like on a regular 9-to-5, more senior team members get paid more because of their experience and because they may be more efficient at a job. Whereas newer folks get paid less because it takes them longer to do certain tasks. But as they put in more time and get better at their jobs, they will eventually get a bump in pay. And it's going to be the same way in your business. You can have different rates for different tasks that you do in your business. And this information really is just for you to know. Your customers never have to know that side of your business. And quite frankly, it's none of their business. This part is simply to help you with calculating your cost. The second category on the list is ingredients. Since baking and sweet treat making is pretty much a science, calculating the cost of ingredients is probably the most mathy part of calculating your cost. First, you're going to start with the ingredients involved in your recipe. Second, you're going to break down the cost of each amount in the recipe. When it comes to whole items like whole eggs and whole boxes of ingredients, this part isn't so bad. If a carton of 1 dozen eggs costs $2, thanks to algebra, we know that to find the cost of 1 egg, you divide $2 by the number of eggs, which is 12, and we discovered that 1 egg costs 17 cents when we round up. But the tricky part is when we have a cup of milk in a recipe, but you purchased a gallon of milk from the store. Without going too deep into the math part, because like I said, I want to keep this video short and I already feel like I've talked way too long, but you're gonna need to find out how many cups are in 1 gallon of milk. And I can tell you that there are 16 cups in 1 gallon. So if you spend $2 on a gallon of milk and your recipe calls for 1 cup, you'll divide $2 by 16 cups and you'll find out that 1 cup equals 12.5 cents or 13 cents. You're gonna do the same process for every ingredient in your recipe, and then you're gonna add up the full list. I can't stress enough how much you should sign up for the free training, which includes a download that will help you with the process. But once you've itemized your full list of ingredients in the recipe, then you're gonna move on to category number 3. Supplies and packaging. Including the cost of your supplies should be pretty straightforward, especially if you buy your supplies online from Amazon or Webstaurant. And you're going to do the same math as when you itemize your ingredients. Divide the amount that you spent on the supplies, including the cost of shipping, by the number of items you actually used when creating the product. Once you figure out the total cost of supplies for that order, add that to the cost of the ingredients. So the fourth category of costs that you can either choose to include in the price or break out for your customers are specialty fees, such as delivery charges, rush fees, tasting fees, upcharges for toppers, and other customized embellishments. It's really up to you on how you want to handle these items, but my philosophy is that if it costs you, then it should cost your customer. I know plenty of people who don't charge for their tastings and others who do. I know folks who charge for their delivery and others who say they don't charge, but then they add it into the cost and include it in the price, but they don't tell their customers. So, I mean, it's really all up to you, but just make sure that you don't forget these details when it comes to understanding your costs and setting a price. Then finally, category number 5 is overhead. There will always be general costs when it comes to running a business, and these costs, which can't be tied to one specific order or one specific product, we're going to call overhead. This is the cost of your rent if you have a storefront or work out of your home office that you lease. The cost of your electricity for running your oven, mixer, and microwave, and the cost of items such as insurance and licenses. Basically, your overhead is the extra businessy costs that occur when running a business. To be honest, there's so many ways to cover the cost of your overhead when it comes to running a business. You can include it as a flat fee and lumped into the price of each product, or you can set up a price for your products using just your ingredients, supplies, and labor, then take the overhead out of your profits. There's really no one or right way to do it. The bottom line is that you need to understand your overhead costs so that you can make the best decisions for your business, such as setting sales goals, knowing when you have enough extra money to reinvest and upgrade equipment, or even hire more help. Well, friends, I've said a ton, and there's so much more I could say, but I'm not going to overwhelm you any more than you probably already are. So I'm going to leave links to a few more resources and additional trainings in the description box to help you continue your research into the wonderful land of pricing. And let's keep the conversation going in the comments, okay? So what other pricing questions do you need help with? I wasn't able to cover everything in this short time frame, but I'm definitely here to help as much as I can. And I'm also willing to make more pricing videos, but you guys got to let me know in the comments what you need help with, okay? Also, if you enjoyed this video, let's stay connected. Hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you'll know when the next Academy video is available right here on the channel. And link up with me on Instagram on both the Sweet_Fest page and the Sugar Coin Academy page, where I share more business tips throughout the week. Finally, if you need more business help, check out sugarcoins.com, where you will find more baking business trainings that touch on marketing, branding, and you guessed it, even pricing. If you want to grow and run a profitable cake and sweets business, join me on sugarcoins.com, the business academy for bakers, cakers, and sweet treat makers just like yourself.